everyone, and welcome back to the quarterfinals weekend of Corsace Closed. It's time for another banger 1v1 matchup here in the losers bracket between Mastasz and Tekkito. Both of them suffering early losses against very tough opponents in Malashevsky and Zudinator during the round of 16, and now facing off in an elimination round. The first round of elimination matches here in the quarterfinals. I'm Dio, and I'm joined for this match by Takani. What's good, man?
You know, I am just sitting here excited for this match. Honestly, what's good with you?
Pretty much the same. I think both of these players have pretty different skill sets. We're going to see some relatively different picks out of both of these players, especially given the pick strategies from some of these players during their previous matches. I think we're going to see very different things start to get picked up by both of these players. Mastasz actually picked a couple of reading maps into Malashevsky during the first weekend in round of 16, and honestly did very well on a lot of the more unconventional maps that he did pick into Malashevsky, but ultimately still fell 6-1 in that matchup. Tekkito, on the other hand, with a couple of early speed picks into Zudinator, also picking the tech maps into her, unfortunately wasn't able to find too much success on anything outside of the first speed pick and the alt map, where he dropped 700 on that map, but was outmatched on a lot of the raw aim picks. And before we get any further into it, we just had a new merch drop for Corsace. There's a new Tap Trio edition from Momokai. It's the limited Corsace Closed 2023 edition with, of course, the Tap Trio keypad, 3 Gateron Pro 2.0 yellow preloop switches, and 3 multicolor PBT R4 profile keycaps, along with some exclusive Corsace logo stickers. So if you are interested in supporting Corsace, supporting Momokai, and getting yourself a quality keypad for Osu, head on over to Momokai's website, momokai.com/Corsace, to check those out. Without any further ado, let's take a look at the player stats for these two. Seed 16 versus Seed 8, but I think this is going to be a pretty good matchup with how well Mastasz matched up against Malashevsky last weekend.
Yeah, it's not completely out of the question that Mastasz is going to perform today. You look at the seeding and it looks like it might be a little bit one-sided, but we have seen Mastasz do really well against Malashevsky, as you said, kind of picking reading into him. A little bit of weirder skill sets that Tekkito doesn't really sort of touch in his own picks. And so I think this definitely has the chance to be contested. A lot of people are going to just write this off as just an easy Tekkito win, but I wouldn't quite say that.
Yeah, I think Mastasz can take some hints from the previous matchup, not pick the speed into Tekkito, who honestly has a very good time with it. Mastasz and Tekkito with very similar scores on the Nomad 5 from last weekend. Pick instead the stream maps, pick the Nomad 2, pick some of the other pure mechanics picks into Tekkito, who had a really rough time on the mechanics picks against Zudinator last weekend. Was able to put up pretty good scores on the tech maps, obviously, and the aim control maps in the alt map, but not quite as strong on some of the more mechanics-focused picks. And an early DT2 ban from Mastasz, I think, works really well against Tekkito, who is very, very strong on burst speed in particular. Not Mastash's forte, more of a long stream stamina type of player. So despite, looking at mechanics picks for Mastasz, I think the speed mechanics is not necessarily where he wants to pick into. Tekkito very good on that. And of course, a Hard Rock 1 ban from Tekkito. Aim mechanics, something that Mastasz is very, very strong on. I'm expecting maybe Hard Rock 1 Nomad 1 or Nomad 2 to be the second ban for Tekkito, and Nomad 5 is the second ban from Mastasz. Very, very good. Mastasz also a relatively good low approach rate reading player. Actually picked the low AR hidden into Malashevsky last weekend and put up a very respectable score on it, barring some technical difficulties. Of course, a Nomad 1 ban from Tekkito and a Nomad 3 first pick. No surprises whatsoever there.
Yeah, this Nomad 3, very awkward, very straining alt map, quite the aim element to it. You see, especially in the KIs, it's broken up by these massive flow patterns that are so easy to break on. Tekkito, hoping to catch Mastasz out on that, maybe not feeling as good on the alt as Tekkito would be on this Nomad 3.
Yeah, this map is a little similar to the alt map that we had last weekend. Still not very flowy. Lots of really tricky changes in aim spacing and patterning all over the map. Plays relatively well, of course, but not a super conventional alt map, as is pretty standard with the alt maps that you find in tournament nowadays. So Tekkito on the first pick, looking to continue to abuse a skill set that Mastasz definitely is not as good on. Mastasz with 250k on the alt map last weekend, Tekkito with 720k. So this should be a wash on the first pick, and that's exactly what you want going into a matchup like this in an elimination round.
Of course, as we get into the map here, we're actually even on the accuracy as we get into the first hard portion. It is important to note that this map basically gives you no breaks. There's some sections that are kind of free combo, but as we're seeing, even on this intro, Mastasz already finding a break, giving Tekkito an early combo and ag advantage.
Yeah, I mean, this is the difference in comfort that you kind of expect from these two players. Mastasz, a very good aim mechanics player, not a particularly good alt player or aim control player, and so Tekkito just able to take easy advantage of that. This is his specialty, and it's something that Mastasz is relatively poor on at the same time, so yeah, this is just an easy point for Tekkito already, looking at the difference in scores between these two players.
Yeah, this is certainly a Tekkito map. You see it in the accuracy, 99.67 compared to Mastasz barely getting back to 97 just now. Tekkito is in a world of comfort. Mastasz still unable to reach 100k as Tekkito's approaching 200k. We'll see if he breaks on the big flow pattern in just a second here.
Yeah, I mean, Mustache is just breaking all over the place. There's not really much to say in terms of height here. There is a slider break to come through for Tekkito. Unfortunate drop there for him. But the accuracy difference and the score difference tell a tale all their own, and there's really no way for a comeback here for Mastasz unless he completely god modes the second half, and Tekkito sort of falls apart is really the requirement here. More than double score for Tekkito in the moment.
Yeah, and I really don't see Tekkito falling apart on a map like this, and especially with Mastasz continually finding chain misses, you know, dropping that accuracy, which is so bad on 2v2 as well as just unable to find a combo basis. Tekkito kind of taking this one away.
Yep, this is what you expect from the first pick from Tekkito. This is just what you expect from first pick from Tekkito, and I can't say that I would have expected Mastasz to pull up a really good score on this map. Again, had a very poor score on the Nomad 3 last weekend. It's just not his forte, right? So, very, very good first pick from Tekkito. I think reading the matchup properly, Mastasz, a better reading player than he is an alt player. And so, this first pick from Tekkito, very, very well placed. Not going to be quite double score by the end of the map. He does find a 1 miss right near the end of the map, but other than that, I mean, there's really not much to criticize from this pick whatsoever. Very, very good read on the matchup and very good score from Tekkito.
Yeah, now Mastasz does have Nomad 6 and Hidden Stew to play with as far as the reading goes. Something that Tekkito's going to struggle on immensely compared to Mastasz. So it's not like this match is one-sided off this Nomad 3, but this Nomad 3 is so dominant for Tekkito. You're seeing Mastasz continually find breaks, and Tekkito approaching a double score again.
Yeah, I definitely think the reading picks are still going to be good for Tekkito, but I think they're going to be a lot closer than this for sure. Mastasz is relatively good on them compared to his alt. I think Tekkito's still the better reading player, but time will tell in this matchup. I feel like we will eventually get to see those picks as the speed maps are banned out, and there's not a ton of other alty techie picks in this pool. We probably see the Nomad 4 first. We probably see maybe something like the Hard Rock 3 come out from Tekkito as well. I don't know that he wants to pick the Hard Rock 2 into Mastasz, who's a very good Hard Rock player. But I see a Nomad 4 playing right now. Is this the Nomad 4 pick into Tekkito from Mastasz? That is extremely interesting. Just looking at the scores from last weekend, you would expect Mastasz to not want to pick this into Tekkito. He got 330k, Tekkito got 590k on the tech map last weekend. That said, this week's tech map is very different. Last weekend was 175 BPM, very focused on the flowway and very focused on the cut streams. This weekend's is 200 BPM, much faster, much different from last weekend's, and far more focused on accelerating, decelerating streams and slider aim. So for Mastasz, This is a very interesting pick. I'm not sure I usually advise players picking Tech into Tekkito, but what I will say is that I think this map is a lot better than the previous week's Tech map for Mastasz. So benefit of the doubt on this one, it's his pick. Always assume the players know what they're doing, because usually they know more about what they're good at than you do. And so Mustache looking to capitalize on what would usually be a Tekkito pick.
100%. A difference of comfort could make a world of difference here, but as we get into it, it's Mastasz finding consistent act drops on the slider ends. Tekkito not really following suit. A little bit here and there, but not catching up to Mastasz in that sense, but a slider break right there is going to do it. Mastasz with a combo advantage early into the map before we get into a slow combo part. Unfortunately, going to find a break on that cut stream.
Yeah, both players with combo drops here at the start, but the act difference is massive, as you said, for Tekkito at the moment. 98% almost to 92% for Mustache right now. Not looking pretty at the moment. The chain miss on the longer streams there not helping Mustache whatsoever as we get into the next deck section.
That was Mastash's chance to build up the lead. That cut stream was really the only hard part for a second, but dropping on and dropping on that one as well is giving Tekkito such an advantage. He's taking it away right now with that combo lead.
And this is always the worry with picking Tech into a player like Tekkito. This is his specialty. You can't just assume this guy is an alt player or a reading player. Very, very strong on Tech as well. Does find a miss for Tekkito, but the act difference is making a world of score difference right now as well. Another chain miss, though, comes through for Tekkito. This could be an angle for Mustache to find his way back in. He's holding on to the sliders at the moment. The score lead is dropping. As long as he holds combo, he may just be able to take this pick.
And with another break from Tekkito, I think he's going to be able to do it. The score lead has flipped over. Let's see if he doesn't find any chain miss on the stream. He does not. Break from Mastash, but I think it's a little too late for Tekkito to take it back unless we see a chain miss.
It's going to be very close at the end, but no, less than 15k in Mastash's favor. Extremely close. Way too close for comfort on that pick, but it is a successful point for Mustache. A very interesting pick strategy to just go for the Tech map into Tekkito. I think this is a map that Tekkito would have picked on his own anyway, but it is a point for Mustache, and you can't complain about that, that's for sure. 1-1 at the start of the matchup. Mustache, I think, defying expectations a little bit on the No Mod 4. Most people from the outside looking in would call that a really ballsy pick, but he makes it work. And now Hidden One for Tekkito. No Mod 1 ban, Hard Rock 1 ban aside, Tekkito very good at awkward hidden aim, and that's exactly what this map has in spades. Lots and lots of wide angle jumps, anti-aim patterns with spacing increasing and decreasing very quickly between jumps. And Tekkito is extremely good on this, very consistent on these types of maps, able to get extremely high scores compared to most other players almost all of the time. Mustache is not a bad hidden player. He is relatively comfortable on hidden overall, but is not the same type of hidden main that Tekkito is, right? Tekkito the type of player who would take hidden on a tiebreaker. Mustache, not so much. So definitely prefer the mod comfort from Tekkito on this one going into his second pick.
Yeah, and you're already seeing Mastache find a really weird chain miss right there, dropping act, dropping score. Meanwhile, Tekkito still holding an SS, and now a very, very slight, only about 40, but still a combo advantage nonetheless. Giving Tekkito a bit of an early edge on this map.
Nothing crazy going on so far, though. Relatively small combo lead for Tekkito at the start. Big act lead, but relatively small combo lead, relatively small score lead. Still a lot of map left. We're not even a quarter of the way through, and it seems like Mustache is relatively stabilized as Tekkito actually finds a chain miss there. So now, combo lead to Mustache, score lead soon to follow. And like I said, Mustache is not bad at hidden. It's just something that he can compete on. And when it's an aim map like this, double aim ban from Tekkito earlier on in this matchup, you have to think at least that Mustache has a chance on this map, despite the mod comfort. There is another miss to come through for Mustache, but the score lead is so close right now. It is too close to call going into the first key eye times.
Yeah, that said, the act is so different. Tekkito over 1% over Mustache right now. Just showing comfort through that alone. If Mustache continually finds act drops, it's gonna be better for Tekkito. Even if he drops, he has the act to kind of stall Mustache out just a little bit to wait for Mastache to find a drop. That said, Neither player dropping quite yet.
Yeah, still relatively close in score. 30k, 40k apart right now in favor of Tekkito. Accuracy lead still with him as well. Neither player having a ton of trouble with this. Another act drop to follow for Mastasz, though, and the combo very much in Tekkito's favor. 400 plus combo for Tekkito ahead right now. And halfway through, it is looking very good now. 70k score lead and climbing for Tekkito going into the second KI time, and another miss for Mastasz. And now you're really starting to see the comfort difference come out in full swing. Another set of misses in the second KI time, and this is where Tekkito can start to shine.
Mastasz finding a lot of struggle. I don't know if it's just mental or something, but Tekkito now 700 combo advantage, over 100k score, soon to be 200k, taken away so handily as we approach 800 combo on this sort of slower section.
Honestly, not a lot to say at this point. Tekkito 99% accuracy, almost 900 combo, 200,000 score ahead, and both of Tekkito's picks have been very one-sided. It looked relatively close at the start for Mastasz, but even with that break from Tekkito, there is zero chance that Mastasz will pull this back. I think Tekkito could stop playing and still win the point right now, and that just shows how far ahead he is. He does not even need to keep playing right now. 99% act, 560k right now, close to 600k probably by the end of this map, if not over 600k. So very, very good point for Tekkito once again. Just goes to show how strong he is on his particular strengths. Mastasz with the first pick on Nomad 4, I think a very interesting pick, but still way too close for comfort on that map. So if you're just looking at score differences and comfort on their own picks right now, Tekkito looking very, very strong in this match. 250k up on Mastash's score on the hidden one.
Yeah, never doubt the hidden comfort for Tekkito. An aim map it may be, but not one that Mastasz is particularly comfortable on, especially compared to Tekkito. You see 99% accuracy flat. Tekkito was really comfortable on that. Actually, I'm hearing another hidden map in Innocent, the hidden 3 from Mastasz, going back into tech, this time more flowy though.
And I think this map is coming out because it is 210 BPM, right? Mastasz, I think, is looking to almost BPM abuse Tekkito in sort of a comfort range between like 190 to 220 here. But the fact that both of these first picks are tech, and now you're picking hidden tech into Tekkito, I frankly can't agree with this pick. But let's trust Mastasz and see how it works out. This is usually something you would see Tekkito pick. The same goes for Nomad 4, and that pick worked out as well. But it's just very, very odd to see these two first picks come out from Mastasz. Clearly very comfortable on the maps, though, as we see both players hit the intro section.
We will see. Hidden comfort is so crucial on this map. Throughout the first half, there's a bunch of these little streams that are so easy to chain miss on if you're not comfortable with hidden flow in, which really benefits Tekkito, who's still SSing, by the way. Not anymore, but he's just got such a good act lead. No chain misses on the streams, but Tekkito's gonna find a random slider break, giving it over to Mastasz pretty handily in the combo department.
Yeah, you know, they're working out. Can't argue with results. Mastasz still holding on to the full combo right now. Does finally find a drop on the space triple, but Tekkito is going to match it with a chain miss on the stream right afterwards, and that's going to keep this lead squarely with Mastasz.
Tekkito just lost 40,000 points off of that chain miss. That is how crucial those chain misses are. We're not going to see much more of them as we get into the raw flow aim section. It's mostly going to be a lot of triples, but Tekkito finding more and more chain misses, giving a huge advantage to Mastasz, 100k as both players break again.
Tell me how you picked hidden tech into Tekkito and you win. This match is very weird. You pick both tech maps in the Nomad and hidden pools into Tekkito and are winning them. Extremely interesting start to this match from Mastasz in particular with the first two picks. I think kind of flipping this narrative of the mechanics player versus the tech alt reading player. As Mastasz just double picks tech instantly into Tekkito, one of them in the hidden pool, Tekkito's specialty, and wins them outright. This one not even close. 440k gonna be by the end of the map. 450k plus actually for Mastasz to 300k from Tekkito. About a 120k score lead by the end, 440 versus 320k. But yeah, wow, just not even close. Very good score from Mastasz on that map, and Tekkito just never really able to find his footing, dropping chain misses kind of all over the place in the middle of the map after holding on to a good combo at the start. So very, very solid pick there from Mastasz on the hidden 3. I would not have expected that pick to go as well as it did for Mastasz, but you cannot argue with results. And I think Mustache recently has really been overturning this sort of mechanics player narrative, both in OWC and here in Corsace Closed. In OWC, he really was a little bit more of a mechanics player, but subbed in on a lot of the tech maps, subbed in on a lot of the more interesting picks for Poland during that tournament. And here, I mean, is picking reading into Malashevsky, is picking tech into Tekkito, and is making these unconventional picks work. So really solid stuff from him. I think Tekkito now kind of has to double think or double guess some of the remaining picks, but probably not this No Mod 6. This is AR6, perfect stack, variable timing, or not variable timing, variable, I guess, beat snap reading. Perfect stacks with different beat snappings on many of the perfectly stacked notes from Devious Panda. AR6 originally for COE 2022. This map saw, I think, the lowest average score of the entire map pool during COE 2022 for good reason. Because if you can play this sort of map, you just completely dominate anyone who is, you know, sort of dabbles in AR8 for tournaments, right? This is a map that really favors low AR reading players over just AR8 players in tournaments in particular.
Yeah, we will see. This map does have a kind of a little bit of a chance to be contested between these two players, though Tekkito does have that on-paper advantage, right? But this reading pick can be a little bit scary, as they always are, especially when you're Tekkito and you've already lost kind of what some people might consider your best skill set, though. It is going to be Mastasz to find the first drop.
Yeah, I said Mastasz is a better reading player than he is something like a tech player, and I maybe have to eat my words a little bit because he just won both tech picks, but this is now actually looking relatively close between these two players as well. Tekkito and Mastasz both at around 94, 93% AC. Actually, AC lead for Mastasz for the first time. Combo lead as well now. And is Mastasz just on, like, the reading player grind or what? Because on everything besides the alt map, this guy has looked like a top tier reading gimmick player.
I don't know what it is, but as both players find continued breaks, that early lead from Tekkito is giving Tekkito about a 30k advantage over Mastasz, as well as 3% accuracy advantage, which, you know, benefiting Tekkito hugely, and he needs that. Mastasz finds a chain miss right there, and that's going to cut his score significantly.
And we do see a couple of misses to come through for Tekkito afterwards as well, but this is a big score gap now for Mastasz to try and make up. It's not as if Mastasz is super struggling with this map, but Tekkito really showing off the comfort here near the back half as Mastasz finds some more repeated breaks on some of the more difficult patterns, especially with those buzz sliders and the back and forth jumps in this section, really catching him off. You can tell the discomfort he's experiencing on these types of patterns, finding misses all over the place. Tekkito able to hold on much better throughout the pick, and not quite double score, but a 100k score lead when the scores are 220k and 120k is a huge deal. That's a very comfortable lead for Tekkito.
Yeah, Mastasz had a lot of trouble specifically with those buzz slider patterns. I don't feel like I saw him hit a single one. Consistently difficult to just try and figure out which buzz slider comes first. They were all new comboed. Tekkito, meanwhile, did not have that same struggle, as well as just the back and forth and the triangles that were catching Mastasz out, giving Tekkito a third point in this match, and one he desperately needs if Mastasz is going to continue tearing up what Tekkito might be known for. And we're seeing the DT3 What's Good custom map by Rolkinson coming out. This is going to be your AR 10.3 DT alt pick from Mastasz.
Dude, I just don't know what to expect out of Mastasz anymore. Like, the 10.3 177 BPM alt map into Tekkito. I just don't know what to expect now from this player. Like, the picks that he had, I feel like I've lost my gauge on exactly what Mastasz is good at and how good he is, because these picks have been so surprising from him, and they have been working out. So I'm gonna trust that despite this being alt patterning, despite this being primarily aim control, the fact that it's AR 10.3 or that it's higher BPM, 177 BPM, may just be enough for Mastasz to take this point over to Tekkito and show how comfortable he is on something like this. That said, rough starts for both of these players. 93 act for both, and breaks all over the place in the intro.
Yeah, but Mastasz has recovered more so than Tekkito. Tekkito just a little bit behind on the combo. Mastasz finding a couple 100s in this section right here, keeping Tekkito close for now.
There's the break for Tekkito, though, and now Mastasz pulling ahead very quickly in score. This is a very short map. Any break really counts here. Any even small combo like this 200 combo from Mastasz is doing a lot of work. 60k score lead for Mastasz right now, and it's only climbing. The accuracy lead growing for him as well as we enter the second half of this map. Another break comes through for Tekkito. It's matched by Mastasz, but this is a 100k score lead already, with Tekkito only having 130k score. It's Scotty, I think this is already spoken for almost. Tekkito is going to have to beast mode, and Mastasz is going to have to fall off here in the second half for this to go any way but Mastasz's.
Yeah, but Tekkito finding another break right there as we sort of get the change in rhythm. Even if Mastasz trades it, I think it's just too late here. Mastasz has doubled the score by this point. A quarter of the map left is not enough for Tekkito to make that up, especially finding consistent breaks. I think it might just be it. I think it might be a done deal for Mastasz here.
Having a lot of trouble for Mustache actually gaining score in the back half of this map, but it really is not mattering. Tekkito cannot make up the difference, is not able to hold on to the combo consistently enough, and that is 300k just about for Mastasz on this pick. Drops quite a bit of accurate at the end, almost makes it back up to 300k, but I mean, 116,000 score lead by the end of the map, only a 180k score from Tekkito, and that is the pick for Mastasz. That is the point to tie us up once again, 3-3. Both of these players just winning their own picks back to back to back, and that is a close match, Takati. You're talking about, the expectations for this match going into it. I think Tekkito had the right idea, banning out the Nomad 1, the Hard Rock 1. I think what came after was extremely unexpected from Mastasz, with all of these really tricky tech-focused picks into the high AR reading DT3 from Mastasz, winning all three of them, just looking like a beast, actually, in this matchup. To double pick tech and then high AR alt reading into Tekkito and win all three of those is kind of incredible. And now, what are these picks? Double time one now from Tekkito. What? Double time one from Tekkito. I don't think this is a bad pick, as Mastasz, not necessarily a DT aim player, and Tekkito did have an alright score on the DT1 last weekend, dropped 500k against Zudinator on that map. Mastasz not opting to pick the DT1 into Malashevsky last weekend, so not quite as comfortable on it. We'll see how this works out for Tekkito. This is a relatively straightforward aim map. There is some awkward aim. There is some relatively difficult burst patterns in this map as well. It's not super straightforward. It's not a Sotarks map, but it is a relatively tame mechanics pick. And so Tekkito now falling back to the base mechanics, where Mastasz has been unwilling to do so. We have not seen a single straightforward mechanics pick from Mastasz all match. And in fact, it's Tekkito who has picked now both the hidden one and the double time one into him.
Yeah, to some degree, it feels like they should be picking for each other, but so far there's been no breakpoints this match, so I don't even know how to feel at this point with the picks. This is going to be Tekkito with an early act advantage on this map, maybe a little more comfortable than someone might have expected, especially against Mastasz. Mastasz finds some DD drops, but Tekkito finding some act drops right there and a miss. Both players actually trading, and now we're basically back to dead even.
This is one hell of a match right now. Accuracy lead for Tekkito, so despite breaking a couple times where Mastasz didn't during that KI time, score lead's still going to be on Tekkito's side, but that act lead should only do so much. It's about a 40 combo lead for Mastasz going into the next section of the map.
Tekkito finding another break right there. I'm starting to think, looking at these players' aim, that actually neither of them might be comfortable with 10.5, but Tekkito just a little bit more in that sense. Mastasz just holding on through pure mechanical prowess. That's all he needs. There's a break right there, though.
Yeah, it does finally find another break as well, going into the second PI time. Tekkito going to match, and so the score is going to stay about the same. About a 0.75% accuracy lead for Tekkito still existing right now, but with the combos neck and neck, it really won't matter all too much. Score lead ever so slightly in Mastash's favor, not even 10,000 points, as we get into this breakdown section during the middle of the map. Many breaks, though, dropped right there in a row for Mastasz, and that's going to give the score lead and the combo lead and act even further over to Tekkito's side. Both players dropping during the burst section as we get further and further into uncharted territory. Both players dropping so much during that section. It is a 4,000 score lead for Tekkito going into the last part of the map, Ducati. It all comes down to this.
We'll see. Tekkito had the percent accuracy advantage, but it's so close. And a miss right there is going to change it, I think. Mastasz is going to take it over in just a second. If he doesn't miss on the stream. Tekkito does. Mastasz has the combo, he's dropping accuracy. It's keeping it in Tekkito's ballpark just a little bit. And just a little bit is all he needs. Still got a quarter of the map left to go. And combos are stabilizing. And it's Mastash's lead now. Mastasz has to hold on. There's another break for Tekkito. Mastasz is going to take it away just a little bit more now. But a break could change everything.
There's the slider break from Mustache. It does come out. Is there enough map left? Is there enough ACK lead for Tekkito to take it? I don't think there is. We need a chain miss from Mustache to see the score swap over, and this might just be our first break point.
I think it might be. Mastasz fighting another break right there, but Tekkito does not have the time. It is a break point. Mastasz is up 4-3, and it's his pick next.
15k, not even 15k on that pick for Mustache, and Tekkito now in danger of losing this match as the first breakpoint comes through for Mustache on the DT1. Tekkito's pick not going the way that he would have liked this time around, and this is suddenly a really interesting matchup. I think coming into this, if you asked a lot of people who wins straight up 1v1, 90% of people probably say Tekkito, right? This is a player who has been at the top of the North American tournament scene for the last several years in a row, has been an incredible 1v1 player the entire time, and now finds himself in loser's bracket, first round of loser's bracket, down a break point against Mastasz, who has been up and coming for the longest time. I remember even back in 2020, Mastasz playing in one of the 1v1 tournaments that I hosted before Perennial started, before any of my tournaments were actually large, and having a good time, but never really popping off to the extent that you expect him to. And when he was an older player, going for, newer tournaments, smaller tournaments, working his way up on the up and come, this is the type of map that he was known for. It was these no mod 2s. This is what Mastasz farms in solo. This is his bread and butter. And for somebody like Tekkito, who is very good at burst maps, but not good at long stream stamina, this is a pocket pick, I think, that Mastasz has been saving the whole match to solidify a breakpoint and make a 5-3 advantage almost easily secured at this point. Very good pick from Mastasz to save this no mod 2 for the end of the match, as this is what I've seen him pop off on for years now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you that this is the right pick for Mastasz. You've got your heavy flowing Nomatsu, first featured as a custom song in Osu World Cup 2022, Miss Orbis. This is the kind of thing that Mastasz is going to be very confident on, but finding an early act drops, actually giving a lead to Tekkito.
Let's see how long Tekkito holds on, or maybe how long Mastasz holds on. Definitely having some trouble holding on to the accuracy here for Mastasz. Does find a couple of under streams here and there to drop the act, but is still holding on to the full combo. Right now, both players with that FC, 3% act lead for Tekkito on this. The streams in this don't get super long, but they just never stop coming, and you get finger control sections like this in the middle of them as well, which really makes it difficult to hold properly during the slightly longer streams that come afterwards, especially with the added flow aim. You get full spacing streams in this map all over the place, and both players actually holding full combos a third of the way through. This middle section, not hard at all, relatively easy patterning. And neither player are going to find a miss here going into the next long stream section now.
But there's Mastasz going down to a chain miss. Tekkito trades it out, but the accuracy advantage that Tekkito has accrued, more than 6% difference as I started that sentence, is giving Tekkito such leeway, but finding another chain miss right there. Mastasz has the slightest combo advantage, but losing it to another chain miss right there. That's the brutality of a flowing pick like this. There's chain misses all across the board constantly. Losing so much ACK, losing so much score, that benefits Tekkito, who had built up so much good ACK earlier in the map.
What is going on in this match? Why is Mustache winning the tech picks and Tekkito winning Nomad 2? I don't understand what's going on in this match. This is such a weird sequence of events. This was what I feel like is the pocket pick that Mustache has been saving all match to try and secure a lead or secure victory. And for it to not work out like this is a bit crushing after finally securing a breakpoint for Mustache after 3 trades back and forth between these players, pick after pick, going exactly the way they wanted it to. And now this Nomad 2, just no way it goes to Mastasz. Tekkito going to take the breakpoint right back, and it's not even close this time around. Accuracy lead telling a ridiculous story here of Tekkito's comfort on this map in comparison to Mastasz, who honestly had a really rough time with that one, under-streaming near the start, over-aiming the streams near the end of the map, and finding chain misses all over the place because of it. Really rough go of the Nomad 2 for him, and for Tekkito, it is a sigh of relief after dropping that double time 1 just before this to finally tie it up once again and not let the breakpoint be consolidated by Mastasz. Tekkito once again showing why he has been at the top of that North American tournament scene for several years now. One of the best 1v1 players, because even when it's not a skill set that you expect him to be extremely good on, he can still pull out scores like that and defy the odds where it matters.
Now each player only has 1 pick left, and they're both guaranteed that pick. As well as with the breakpoints just being taken right back. 4-4 is a dangerous game here. Both players sitting on the edge of a potential match point. Tekkito going for Hard Rock 3. Something a little more on like the weird swing control side as his last pick to try and take it.
It's gonna be an interesting match, I think. It's gonna be an interesting map, excuse me. Already an interesting match for sure. But I think this is gonna be a very interesting map, as Tekkito has been better on alt pretty much all match long. The fact that this is a Hard Rock pick makes me think maybe Mustache can have an edge on mod comfort, if only because Tekkito is not really known as a Hard Rock player. Very, very good hidden player, very good on the no mod and double time as well, but not particularly a Hard Rock player is Tekkito. So I'm interested to see how this map goes. Map comfort, you definitely prefer Tekkito. Mod comfort, you slightly prefer Mustache. Let's see how this pick works out, as at the start it is an ACK lead for Tekkito, but on a map like this, the aim control is really what matters, and already you see a drop from Tekkito.
And we've been seeing this where Mastasz just hasn't had the ACK. Finding a miss right there is going to give quite the advantage to Tekkito. One big thing that this map is really going to come down to is this giant stream in the middle that features, a lot of flow aim, and then this little aim control bit that we've seen so many players break on already. That could be the defining factor of this match right here. Tekkito finds a break right there, giving combo advantage to Mastasz, but the ACK is going to, hold it for Tekkito for quite a while.
Players holding through this back and forth section. Mastache breaking on the accelerating space stream though, and Tekkito now just way ahead of Mastache on this map. The accuracy lead is 8% or so for Tekkito, and I don't feel like there's much of a way for a comeback to happen for Mastache at this point, 2/3 of the way through. With this kind of accuracy lead for Tekkito, it's just not something you see go away very easily. And with Mastache dropping the combo there, I think that pretty much seals this pick up. Tekkito going to put himself at match point, guarantee at least a tiebreaker, if not the win, against Mastache.
That's so big for Tekkito, where we saw him struggling earlier in the match a little bit on Mastash's tech pick, something that Tekkito should be so confident on. You're seeing a bit of a return to form, a bit of a return to the kind of confidence I expect from Tekkito. The match point is something he desperately needed. We'll see how Mastasz responds. This is a pretty big moment for Tekkito.
Yeah, big confidence boost, being able to go up match point again after dropping the earlier breakpoint for Tekkito. I think the confidence boost after after the DT1 loss to go into Nomad 2 and win that pick, to get your last pick out and finalize that as well, put yourself up to 5 points won, is very big for Tekkito. And now Mastasz on the back foot after looking so good on the double time one, is now unable to convert twice in a row, not able to win his own pick on Miss Orbis, not able to take a breakpoint back on Magicats, and is now down match point for Tekkito 4-5. He's gonna go with the Hard Rock 2. This is an interesting pick, not going for something like the Hidden 2 against Tekkito. I think is very well advised. You don't want to pick low AR Hidden Reading into Tekkito, despite it being a previous pick from Mastasz into Malashevsky. And Tekkito has been relatively averse to Hard Rock aim and to Hard Rock precision throughout his career as a player. The thing that makes this pick interesting is that, yes, this is CS 6.8, but it is also an alt map. This is still another aim control pick. So off of the map patterning, you expect Tekkito to go very well, but mod advantage, precision advantage are definitely with Mastasz on this one. We're going to have to see if he can convert this and bring us to the first tiebreaker of the tournament. It is the only way forward for Mastasz. Whoever loses this match is eliminated from Corsace Closed. And so both players fighting for their tournament lives here. Tekkito already guaranteed the tiebreaker. Mastasz looking to push us there with this pick.
Mastasz potentially seeing a tiebreaker angle, but there are no mistakes to make in this Hard Rock 2. It's so easy to make mistakes. Mastasz already finding misses. Tekkito's going to trade it out mostly with Act, but the combo advantage is, of course, on the side of Tekkito. Precision is so hard to play this late in the match, especially a precision map like this with the aim control that you previously mentioned. Mastasz already finding another break, giving a huge combo advantage to Tekkito.
And Mastasz is having a really hard time with this already. The accolade is Tekkito as well, and the multiple combo breaks to start for Mastasz are not going to help him on this pick. It is a long map, but it seems the longer the map is, the more combo breaks we get from Mastasz, finding another slider break after a set of misses there. Tekkito's going to match them, but this is just not looking good for Mastasz at this point in the map, and Tekkito may just be able to take this off the discomfort on alt aim control for Mastasz. The style of map here in the precision pick may just be doomed for Mastasz. During the first KI, we do see Tekkito traded out a couple of times with the combo breaks, but it's going to take more than that to equalize the score once again, as Mastasz really had a lot of trouble adjusting to this map before this first KI time.
Yeah, Mastasz looks like a bit of a chronic over-aimer on this map here. Constantly just going a little ahead of where he needs to be, and it's causing a bit of a downfall here. He's caught up a little bit, but it's still 50k that he has to make up.
It's a little bit of a combo lead for Mastasz, but the Act lead is going to do more for Tekkito right now. 96 to almost 93 Act for Mastasz at the moment, and only a 20 combo lead. Okay, now there is a significant combo lead for Mastasz, but again, the Act lead is going to do so much to prevent the combo from impacting the score that Mastasz is going to have to hold this for quite some time, and he has not really been able to hold extended combos in this map whatsoever. Like you said, keeps finding slight overaims on tons and tons of patterns. Even a slight overaim on CS 6.8 can be enough to find a miss. There's another miss to come through for Mastasz as we say that, and Tekkito now holding once again on the combo lead during the KI time with almost 97 Act. Does finally find a drop. The accuracy has been recovered somewhat for Mastasz, and the combo is with him once again. Does find a break on the 1/3. Tekkito gonna drop the Act, but not the combo. And with Mastasz dropping combo once again, it needs to be matched, and it is. by Tekkito. He finds the drop as well. The score is relatively close. It is about a 40k score lead for Tekkito, but 40k is quite a lot when both players only have about 200,000 score. We only have a quarter of the map left, and it is a 2% accolade for Tekkito. Exact same combo for both players going into the ending.
Yeah, Mastasz needs Tekkito to find other breaks. He needs Tekkito to fall apart a little, and Mastasz needs to not break like that. It's a little worrying every time Mastasz finds a miss. It is so much more detrimental to him than it is to Tekkito. There is basically no significant combo lead, especially with Tekkito's accuracy just walling Mastasz out, and a break right there. I think that might seal it.
I think that might just be it, and despite the break point earlier on in the match for Mastasz, it was looking so good until it wasn't. Up 4-3 for Mastasz, down to 6-4 for Tekkito as he manages to close it out on Mastash's last pick. No tiebreaker today, at least not in this match, as Tekkito going to stay alive in Corsace Closed and knock Mastasz out in the first round of Losers Bracket. A very well-played match from Mastasz overall, but the last 3 picks in a row going Tekkito's way, just showing who's boss, showing who is the more experienced tournament player at the highest level. Tekkito, somebody who has been at this level, who has been one of the top tier tournament players in 1v1s for a very long time. And Mastasz, while he played extremely well and is one of the best tournament players around, is not quite the best. Not enough to beat Tekkito, winning 3 in a row at the end there. Very, very well done, especially on the double Hard Rock ult picks at the end for Tekkito. Looking very, very strong on those.
Yeah, it was a very good match. Unfortunately, this is where Mastash's run ends. He put up quite the fight, but Tekkito, one of the best players in NA, and showing it right now. 6-4 over Mastasz. Tekkito will be moving on to the losers side semifinals bracket.
Yeah, very solid stuff from him. I think Mustache, though, in this tournament, really showing that he can play some of these picks that people, I think, used to discount him on quite a bit. Put up a good score on the tech map against Malashevsky last weekend, won it here against Tekkito, won the hidden tech pick against Tekkito, won the high AR alt reading pick, the AR 10.3 DT pick against Tekkito, and won DT1 against Tekkito. Somebody who usually, on some of those burstier DT maps is very well favored to win a lot of those maps, and to boot, still put up really solid scores on a lot of the maps that he did lose as well. Had a really solid run, for example, on the hidden one, had an okay run on the No Mod 3, and I think Tekkito just kind of outclassing him there at the end of the match, showing the breadth of skill that a 1v1 tournament player needs to stay in the highest level tournaments like this.
For sure, but that is going to be it for now. We will be back in just 15 minutes right here on youtube.com/Corsace for our final winners bracket match of the weekend between Malashevsky and Zudinator. So please stick around. We'll be right back.